Hi everyone, I'm Ney Rosauro and I'm here to work with you a little bit on Brazilian music. I'm gonna show you how to play the main Brazilian instruments and we're gonna work on a phrase of this kind of music. As you know, the way we write Brazilian music is very different the way it should sound. So it's very important to know how is the right way to phrase in this music. So is going to be pretty much the main goal in this DVD. To continue the explanation, let me make clear some misunderstanding about Brazilian music. A lot of people think Brazilian music and Latin music is the same thing. So that has nothing really to do. Although they come from the same root, Brazilian music is Brazilian music and Latin music is Latin music. So they are not from the same family. So please make a difference. A lot of books, they have everything as Latin music, but Brazilian music is Brazilian music, Latin is Latin. I would like to mention also the fact that in Brazil, we don't know much about Latin music. None of the Latin artists are famous there, and we really don't know in Brazil what is the difference between a soca and a merengue, and so on. So please make sure you make the difference. Another misunderstanding is about congas and bongos and even maracas. A lot of people say, let's go to Brazil to learn congas and bongos. So don't go to Brazil, go to Puerto Rico, go to Cuba, go to Venezuela. So although you can fit the congas and bongos in the Brazilian rhythm, they are not typical Brazilian instruments. The instrument, like a kind of Brazilian conga, is the timbal and the atabaque. So please make sure you also know this difference. So now let's talk about the feeling of the Brazilian music. The main figure of Brazilian music is as written in a book. So it's a 60 note, an 8 note, and another 60 note. So if we bind these figures in two, so we're gonna have everything in the upbeat. So that's important concept in Brazilian music. Everything in the upbeat. And everything you gotta be felt in 2, not in 4. If you see the basic groove, if you count this in 4, so in 4 is too heavy, always in 2. Even I have seen some big band charts, they write in 4. But please think in 2 when you conduct, when you feel this music. So the feeling in 2 and the upbeat feeling is the 2 more important things. To better understand Brazilian groove, let's give the next example. That's a kind of silly example. So, as you see, the bass drum just play straight 4th notes and the snare drum play straight 60 notes. And let's say that's written as a samba, but let's see and let's listen how does it sound. So 1 and 2 and. So where is the groove? So first thing, everything is in the upbeat. So the surdo will close the first beat and open the second one. And to enhance the second beat, I will do a slightly accent in a third 60 note. Later on, we're gonna work this technique on a surdo and a snare drum. But by now, let's listen how different is the groove. So 1 and 2 and. And all kinds of variation should be felt in the upbeat. And the last thing is the last 360 notes for the second beat. that's the important thing to keep the grooving going. So it's gonna sound like it's important singing, so we better understand. So the next 16 note will sound like and a combination with these last 360 notes and with the accent is gonna start giving us the real Brazilian feeling, and that I will call the basic pattern. So 1 and 2 and. And the last concept is the Brazilian clave. So as Latin music, Brazilian music has a kind of clave. It's not a very steady concept like in Latin music, but this figure is kind of act like a Brazilian clave. This figure is going to be as written, you can see it's written, it's going to be like. This Brazilian clave will pretty much fit almost all the main Brazilian rhythms. So let's play now the Brazilian clave. 1 and 2 and.